So you got rejected, yeah, and your heart's torn in two, and you put yourself out on the line, and you know, you put yourself out there, and you're vulnerable, and you tell someone how you feel, and then you put yourself out there, and then what happens? What's your reward? They tell you, and you know what you do? You make a YouTube video. That's what you do. So recently, in the past 2 weeks, that's kind of what I've been going through. I put myself out on the line and I said my emotions and my feelings to someone who, you know, was gay. You know, there's a first time for everything. And, well, yeah, and I'm going to avoid dishing out all the deets. But, I mean, it's taking me all the power in the world to hold back. But I digress. And it's a sucky feeling. It does not feel good to be in that vulnerable state and to say what you feel. I mean, congratulations to everyone who does do it, because it is so hard, believe me. First time for everything. My first time ever doing it. And, you know, it is hard as bejeebus. And let me tell you, you know, yeah, it was not fun. Like, it was like, my hands were shaking, and I was so nervous, and I was like talking to my friends, and I was just like, I'm doing it, and I did it, and then you know, getting no at first doesn't really set in with you, and like, I was just like, why? And like, it was so awkward. It was definitely not a good experience at all, so I don't know how people deal with it. I don't know how I dealt with it. I just spaced out, and the rest of the day, complete blank. But just because you got rejected doesn't mean, you know, you ain't cool, you ain't hot, you know, you ain't that stuff. I mean, personally, I was just like, am I not good looking enough? You know, am I not funny enough? Am I not, you know, do I not amount to anything in their eyes? You know, do I need to better myself? Like, what's wrong with me? And you know what? I sat for a while. I sat down and I was, you know, I sat with myself, and, you know, I was thinking, and then I was just like, bitch, it does not get better than this. How in the hell do you let this go? But I mean, in all honesty, I'm not perfect. But I mean, people tend to, and I talk to my other friends about rejection, and people tend to believe that it's their fault, or, you know, that their self are not good enough for anybody or that particular person. But believe me, you know, been in those shoes, walked that walk, and I 100% disagree. I believe that if you're brave enough to confess your feelings for someone, I mean, you're good enough as it is. I mean, that is incredibly hard. It is so terribly hard. And, you know, saying no, I mean, it could be mutual. I mean, like, you know, it's okay. Like, sometimes, you know, it wouldn't work out, or, you know, it's just better off as friends. But I mean, it's hard when you really like somebody. And I feel like people shouldn't be down on themselves about it, because I went through a lot of my friends and, you know, heard different things around the board. And people tend to think it's them, and then like go back into this dark state. And I don't understand why, because at first I was doing it and I kind of caught myself. And I feel, you know, people should, you know, there's an underlining thing where it's normally not you. And I know this is really cliche. It's not you, it's me. It normally is them. Like, it's their fault. Like, you know, you're the catch that's getting away, you know. Oh, the one that got away. And I probably slaughtered the song, but I mean, it's true. I mean, you are the one that got away, because, you know, to have courage to do that is, I mean, by all means, and I hear other people doing it all the time, and I'm just like, holy Olympics of heart attack. Like, why? Like, it is so hard. And, you know, when people fall off that pedestal and go back at it, I mean, all power to you. And I kind of just want to make this video to say, we all get rejected. It's not fun. You know, and, and it just, everybody's done it, you know, everybody's been through it, you know, and if you haven't been through it, you might go through it. I hope you don't, because it sucks. But I mean, it's not a cry party, it's not a pity party, it's just a fuck them for losing us party. So I mean, so you got rejected, But so what? You know, you've done that, you've gotten through that, and if it's your first time, you've came over a hurdle that could, you know, lead to something else. I mean, it would make it easier because you've done it before. I mean, it doesn't get easier, hopefully, you know, hopefully it does. But I mean, you can do it later in life, and you can have the experience of someone saying no and know how it feels and the outcome of it. But I think it's better to put yourself out there than to never put yourself out there and wonder what the possibilities are. So, food for thought. Just throwing my little, you know, 2 cents in there. Let me know how you feel about it. And this video completely doesn't make sense, but I mean, it's just venting. It's just venting. And, oh yeah, the collab channel, we are starting next week. Most 100% likely, 99.9%. Yeah, it's going down. And it is going to be a fun, gaysome time. So I'm going to leave all the info in the link. And it's also my main channel with, you know, the side boss and the G Life, LYFE. And, you know, you guys check it out. Be awesome on there. It's a great group. You know, I'll leave the links to their channels on the bottom. And stop by, you know. You might like what you see. When I say you might, you probably will. When I say probably will, you will. So, stop by. And I hope you guys have a great week. And I'll see you. So, Zachyipoo out.